This is Romance Recovery Counseling. I'm Shawnee Eskridge with your Marriage Minute. And as usual, it might take more than a minute. So, in most of my videos, I've always had a scripture reference to go with what I'm talking about. And I'm pretty sure that generically or organically one may come up in this video, but I don't actually have one planned because the subject matter for tonight is children. So I just have a couple of tips that I want to share from experience about children in marriage. So my first tip is that children will not save your marriage. If your marriage is in trouble and you're looking for a way to fix it, it's not kids. And that's different, if you've been struggling with fertility, that's a whole nother subject. Because that means that you and your spouse have come to the table and you've both decided that you're at a place in your life where you're okay to have children, but there are outside factors that need to be worked on. So this is not the same as that. What I'm saying is that if you are in turmoil, if you feel like your spouse is going to leave and the way to stay bonded with them for life is children, that is the wrong idea. Children should not be born with a job. It is not a child's job to come into this world and fix your marriage. I guarantee you that is not God's purpose for their life. Every child is born with their own specific purpose, God-given, not parent-given. So if you're thinking about having children to fix your marriage, that's a no-no. Also, to kind of piggyback off of that, children should not be involved in adult problems. Do not go to your children gossiping about their parent to them, because that will taint their relationship, not with the other parent, but with you. Children have to develop their own relationships with their parents, each of you individually, and no matter what you say, they're going to develop their own thought process about their parent based on the interactions that they have with that parent, not based on the interaction that you have with your spouse. It's an individual experience. It is a losing battle. Do not gossip to your children about their parents. They don't have the power to change, nor do they understand your problem with their parent. And it's not meant for them to. It's really, really unfair to put your children in the middle. So just don't. Also, allow your children to learn and to see conflict resolution in your marriage. Don't make the mistake of always arguing in front of your kids and never allowing them to see you make up. That's vital for them to see, because you're the very first example that they have of how they should interact with other people when they get out into the world. You're their very first example of interpersonal relationships. And if all they see you do is argue and fight, and if all you model for them is aggression, then that is what they're going to carry out into the world. You should be raising well-rounded children who understand that they can articulate how they feel and that they can disagree with someone without coming to blows and without every interaction ending in arguing or cutting someone off for good. So allow your children to learn and see conflict resolution in your marriage. Also, do not use your children as intimacy shields, meaning if you, for whatever reason, you are shying away from being intimate with your partner at this time, don't use your children as human shields. Don't keep the babies in the bedroom because you know that as long as they're in the bedroom, you won't have to be close with your spouse. That's borderline nasty, and also it's, again, really unfair to the child. It puts them in a very, very awkward position. So let your children rest at night, and instead just use the nighttime to talk to your partner about what's really wrong and why it is you really don't want to be intimate. Kick those babies out of the bedroom at night and let them have peaceful sleep and peaceful dreams. Love your children like the gifts they are, but discipline them like the children that they are. Children are gifts from God. The word does say that children are God's gift to the womb. So They are gifts and they should be treated as such. But the word also does say, spare the rod, spoil the child. If you love your child at all, you will discipline them as God disciplines you. The word says that God chastises those he loves. If you see your children going down the wrong path, love them enough to correct them, love them enough to discipline them. Don't send them out into the world half cocked and the world have to teach them what's right from wrong, because it will not be pretty. Also, and this is probably the most important one, don't stay married for the children. It's not going to work. Whatever the problem is, you need to address it directly and fix it. Find a way to fix it. Children would rather be from a broken home than in one. That is a quote I learned directly from Dr. Phil. He is absolutely right. I have lived that. I'm so glad to be from a broken home instead of still in one. So I have learned my life's lessons from the broken home that I came from. I am doing my best every single day to break generational curses. But I had to live in a broken home a lot longer than a child should ever have to. And so if your home is broken, pray, get wise counsel, take a step back, find the solution to fix it, and fix your marriage if you can without involving your children, which you definitely can do. You can definitely fix your marriage without involving your children. And if you decide that your marriage can't be fixed, don't involve your children in that either. Instead, work together to provide twice the love, twice the support, twice the security that your child would normally have. This has been your Marriage Minute with Shawnee Eskridge. Thank you for watching. I pray that God blesses you and your marriages.